Hey everybody, welcome back to my kitchen. I am Amy from Neurotic Mom Bakes, and today we are doing a bakery cake makeover. So I went to Walmart and I picked up this cake just from their bakery. And here's a fun fact. I posted one of these on my Instagram and I had a couple Walmart bakers actually comment and say, they don't even decorate these themselves. They are literally made by a machine and then shipped in just like this. So I thought that was just a fun fact, interesting to know. But we're gonna take this somewhat boring chocolate cake and we're gonna totally dress it up. This is perfect for a last minute, you need a cake last minute, you don't have time to bake your layers and make all this extra stuff. You can buy this pre-made cake that's already basically got, I would call this the crumb coat. You don't need to crumb coat or stack or anything. It's ready to go. And all you just need is a little bit of your own frosting and, a couple decorations or treats to go on top. There's lots of ideas you can do, endless possibilities to decorate this. And you can turn it into something really more custom. So it's also for those non-bakers who don't bake, who don't have time, who don't have the tools and the supplies. This is really easy to do. So let's unbox this first. And if I'm being honest, like Costco and Walmart and bakery cakes, they're pretty good. I like them. They usually have a filling inside. They're good. So, it's not as delicious as homemade, of course, but again, in a pinch. I actually had someone comment also, I need tape first. I had someone comment also that either their wedding cake fell through or it got damaged in transit. And so they ran to the bakery and got a couple of these, a small one and a big one, and stacked them and added some flowers and decorations, and that was their wedding cake. So you never know when this tutorial might come in handy. Okay, I'm just transferring this to a better cake board rather than just an ugly plastic container. And these cake drums, you can find them on Amazon. Just search cake drums. This is a 10-inch one. And they are recyclable and very inexpensive, so you can just throw them away when you're finished. So I'm gonna keep this chocolate theme going. We're just gonna make like a death by chocolate lovers cake here. We're just gonna dress this up. So all I have here is just my chocolate buttercream recipe, which you can go check out. I have a tutorial on this, and I've put it in a piping bag fitted with the Wilton 1M tip. If you've watched any amount of my tutorials, you know I love this tip. It's my favorite one, the most versatile. And we're just gonna do a basic shell design on this. So what I'm doing is I'm just doing I call it the wave pattern, and it's really simple. I'll go through it with you, but you could also do rosettes, or you could just pipe simple stars. But I'm gonna do the wave pattern today, so I'm gonna show you how to do that. We're gonna start at the bottom, and I always check to see if there's a better side of the cake, like if it's more level or whatever, but this is pretty short, so it's not gonna matter where I start. I'll start there with that, kind of gouge right there. Pipe, and then bring it to the side a little bit. Now I'm gonna pipe that same kind of blob, I don't know what else to call it, right over that edge right there. And finish, and we're just going to go all the way around this cake. Okay, here's a piping tip that I did not follow because I forgot. I filled this bag too full, and there's nothing wrong with that, but when it's too full, I have to use two hands to pipe, so I can't control my turntable as much. So I'm having to kind of stop after each one to get it in the right place. However, when we get down and there's less in there, and I can pipe it with one hand, you'll see what I mean. So do you see how I'm piping and then I'm lifting and pulling over? I call it the wave because that's kind of the pattern that we're making. Okay, there's always gonna be a back of the cake where it's kind of hard to transition. It's a little awkward. I'm just gonna do the best I can. And I just make sure to start the next row right on top there. So this will be the back of the cake and you'll have the continuous side on the front. So we're just gonna repeat. This technique does use a fair amount of frosting. I made one of my batches of my chocolate buttercream, the one that's like a pound of butter and 2 pounds of sugar. I kind of consider that one batch. And it filled 3 bags like this. And I'm not gonna use the 3rd bag. This will be plenty. So I would say for this looks like a 6-inch cake, only 2 layers. A half batch to 2/3 is gonna be plenty to cover. Normally I'll use the same bag, but just for time's sake, I filled 2 of them so I didn't have to refill. Okay, it looks like it's gonna need 1 more layer. I like the last layer to go slightly above the top of the cake. Then you won't see any of these weird kind of waves here. So I'm gonna make sure I go slightly above. Yeah, that's gonna be perfect. There. Okay, so we have fully piped the sides. Now, doesn't this just look so much more elegant than just like spoon waves? I don't know what you call them, but just, you know, it's very quickly piped on. Now you can continue with this wave pattern all the way around the top of the cake, but I actually have some of these chocolates and I don't mind the waves in the center there. I think that looks kind of pretty. So I'm just gonna do some swirls all the way around and top it off with some chocolates. And you know what, if you were gonna do the waves all the way across the top too, you would probably need that 3rd piping bag. If you're wondering why I always pipe a little blob out on a wet rag first, it's because if this frosting sits in the bag for any amount of time, even just a minute or 2, it crusts over at the end. That's what American buttercream does, and it's supposed to. It crusts over, so when you go to do that first piping thing, it's not gonna stick. I learned that the hard way. I just would start piping and then I'd lift and pull the whole design off. So I just pipe a little bit out and then you're good to go. Ooh, that looks so pretty. Let's unwrap these and place them on. These are just some Lindor truffles. I love the truffles because they're just they're just so pretty to put on cakes. I love the perfectly round shape. Plus they're good, they're delicious. All right, that's a whole other level, right? And I really think anyone could do this. It's just, I mean, you might want to practice the waves a couple times, like on your counter or on a plate, but it's an easy technique, and this just elevated that cake to totally custom, totally beautiful. You could put candles in the middle. You could get some of those colorful sprinkles and sprinkle them in the middle, kind of make it like birthday cake theme. This would be pretty at a wedding with a white cake or chocolate. I would love to know if you try this out and how it goes for you, and maybe you'll try some new designs. But yeah, when you're in a pinch, you can go to the bakery and grab a cake and totally give it an upgrade and a makeover that just makes it look so much better. If you haven't heard yet, I have created an entire online cake decorating course from beginner all the way to advanced. It's divided into 4 separate mini courses that you can purchase individually, or if you want to buy them all in a bundle, you get a discount. If you do buy the full bundle, you get future access to any cake courses or other baking courses I make in the future for free. And I have some of those courses already in the works. So if you want to see more tutorials like this one, please subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you next time. Bye.